Well, I have often been asked to draw a Christmas gingerbread house, so that is just what I'm going to do. I'm starting off, this is kind of the floor of the house, and it could be kind of like a cube, but we want to make it look a bit more fun, so we're going to make these walls flare out a little bit like that, instead of it just being a cube, in which case that wants to be off at an angle too. That wants to be pretty parallel there, so that would be going something like that. If this is the center, that's going up vertically to where the roof will be, coming down there and down there, and then I think I've run out of space, haven't I? And that will be coming there, so these are kind of parallel. Now I actually want to bring the roof forward a little bit so that it kind of sticks out over the front door like eaves, and I want the roof to come down over the top of the wall as well, like that. So that would be going there that way, and then I'm going to want a thickness of gingerbread like that as well. So this will be, in fact, sort of coming up to about here, so maybe we'll be seeing a little bit. Will we see a bit of an under roof? Anyway, maybe. That would be like that. We're going to want to have the door there, and we'll have kind of candy stick next to it, something like that. A big sweet. We call them sweets. You probably call it candy. Now along the top you want kind of icing ridge, and all the way down the sides it would go like that. But then you're going to want kind of icicles hanging down there, and that would be a ridge, and that would be kind of along there and along there. And here you're going to want one. How am I going to do this? Going to have 1 and 2 and 3. So I'm going to have these are like tiles on the roof. Okay, and that'll be half, and that will come to there, that will come to there, that will come to there. This can drive you mad, this kind of thing. Good, and then we're going to want a little window sill there as well. 4 little windows. I'm going to start with the icing on the top. So gingerbread house is all kind of glued together. The mortar in a gingerbread house is like made out of the icing, isn't it? It's what holds it all together. So we got icicles kind of dripping down the front of the house, and it's also dripping down the guttering kind of part here as well. And then we'll carry on with this kind of piped icing over there. We're going to want piped icing there, along the bottom, and across the ridge of the roof, and across there. Now these tiles, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do these kind of negative way around, if you follow what I mean. So they are made out of icing rather than gingerbread. And this is designed specially to do your head in, okay? Just take your time and work it out. It'll look great. And the actually the windowsill probably has some icicles hanging down too, doesn't it? And this will be kind of going behind there. You want to see these little windows. Now I'm going to kind of draw little posts in there, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to have this as kind of barley sugar twists on the edge like this. And I'm going to draw a candy cane on there, and a candy cane which is kind of hiding in underneath the ridge of the roof that's sticking forwards. And then we can put the door in there, which is kind of like a biscuit that's being stuck on. And these are going to be Smarties. I call them Smarties. I don't know what you call them. Like round M&Ms, or like Reese's Pieces kind of thing, aren't they? They come in. That's the Reese's Pieces kind of shape. We call them Smarties. They're candy covered chocolate. That's the word I'm looking for. That would be there. We can put another one in there, something like that. And we're going to have sort of snow across the bottom, and we'll have candy around, all around the house as well, won't we? And maybe just want some snow falling from the sky just to make it look more Christmassy. When you are sure that the ink is dry, then you can erase those pencil lines. Now I'm going to paint this very quickly in watercolour. I'm using a water brush here, or is it an aqua brush? I'm not sure which version it is. Pentel anyway, this one. I've got various kinds, some from Derwent and some from Pentel. This is the one I picked up. I like them all just as much as each other. And so I'm just going to do a little, I might do a little bit more, I don't know how much that's showing. I might just slightly overdo this. So the water is in the handle. Okay, and I'm just kind of mixing it up like this. I'm just kind of splashing it on a bit, kind of like that. And then you're just going to want to put a little hint. This is shadow, really, is what I'm putting on there. And then I can probably put a bit of shadow in around like that. And I'm squeezing the water off the brush, so now I can, as I'm squeezing the body just slightly of the pan, which means that I get the paint off there, and now I'm just dragging the colour out with clean water, and it just kind of fades it out a little bit like that. A little bit more on the window, which is probably more important, isn't it, there, because it's hidden underneath like that. I'm going to do these barley twists here with, a bit more red in there. Too much red. You can't. So these are going to be kind of barley twists. So I'm just splodging some paint in there. I can make it a little bit more. Some red in as well. And while I'm there, I can probably do some of these. Every other one or something I can turn into a piece of red candy, or sweets as I like to call them. And maybe I can just do something with the door as well, so I'm going to make that kind of like a red door. Candy cane here as well, which has to kind of go over the top like that. While I got a darker red, I can probably do a couple of these candy bits. And now I'm going to sort of mix up some gingerbready mushy colour. And maybe a bit of that in there, a bit of that. It's just a kind of a mushy, gingerbready kind of colour. And I'm going to do the roof first, which will kind of set the light pattern. So that's where the light is coming down, and this is going to be the lightest shade of gingerbread. Everything else would be slightly darker. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint this in that same tone, because I'm thinking that the sun is, or the light anyway, is coming on this side. But then, so that will need to, those bits will need to be in there. But then while it's still kind of wet, then I'm going to add a bit more darkness, gingerbready darkness in up here, and then kind of make it kind of blend in as I bring it down south, as it we're going to want it kind of darker under there as well. And this time I'm using burnt sienna with a little hint of red in there as well. Now, I've been in Germany the past few weeks, which is why I haven't done any videos. The past couple of weeks I've been in Germany. I've been teaching in schools there, and I've been to Christmas markets, and lots of these gingerbread houses for sale in the Christmas market. And if you want to have a look at what I've been up to, go over to the Shoo Rayner live channel over here, and you can see my visits to Germany, what I've been up to. And now I'm starting to add some sort of more serious shading underneath the icicle eaves here. And then I'm going to need a little bit of sort of shading here to bring this alive a bit. All of these candy bits will need some shadow around them. I might have a bit more shadow around the house there. I'm just going to do these windows quite dark, and under here to make that darker too. And now basically all we need is to have some more colours on this candy, leaving a little blob of white for the shininess, reflection, some green ones. I always find it difficult to choose what colours to use when you've got to do a load of bright things like that. This brush is gurgling, at least I think it is, or it might be my stomach. There you go, how to draw a gingerbread house.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that, and if you did, why not go and learn how to draw some snowmen, or have a go at the mystery drawing. Either way, make sure you are subscribed to the Shoo Rayner drawing channel and go and have a look about my instant download ebook, Everyone Can Draw, or you can get it signed in a paper version too. In the meantime, keep drawing, practice, have lots of nice snowy Christmassy thoughts, and I'll see you next time. You take care now, bye bye.